happening, YouTube? It's your boy, the Memphis XLR8, back at you with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Month of Madness. That's right, everybody. Every day for the month of January, we're playing a different deck every single day, and today I am super excited because this might be the most madness that we've ever seen on this channel. Even madder than Moki Moki Turbo. That's right. Today we are taking a look. Another fan suggestion. We're taking a look at the what do you call it? The Kashtira with Gateguardian Turbo. That's right. We are combining all these level 7 things in order to try and just do a whole bunch of exceed summoning, do all the Gateguardian stuff. We're trying to summon out the boy. Will it work? Only time will tell. We got some combos. We can go for days with our combos if Lady Luck be shining on us tonight. So we're going to be taking this deck on EDO Pro, showing it off, showing you how it works, all these crazy things we can do, and just see how it goes. You know, we can go any number of different ways with this deck. And so, big shout out to Mr. Harry Yu, who suggested today's deck. Very excited that he did, because I've always wanted to do a more casual version of the Kashtira archetype. And this one's perfect in every way. So, if you want to see the deck list, check out the comments below. It's pinned right there for your enjoyment. I highly recommend you try this deck out on your own and just have yourself a blast with it. So, enough said. Let's get into the duels and show this deck off and see some of that madness. Alrighty, everybody, our first opponent. Another day, another card game, and I like to go first, but we can go second too. It just really depends on what we're up against. And, oh boy, is that my opening hand? That's a pretty good one. So, it's hard to describe exactly what this deck do, but it does a lot of things. We have a lot of cards, a lot of combos. We're going to show off those combos. We're going to get a Pendulum Scales. Excellent for summoning out of the Gateguardian pieces. Sanga, Thunder, Kazejin, Suijin, all the good stuff. So, we're going to start pretty nice and simple. We'll summon out our 2 scales here. We're not going to Pendulum just yet. You want to hold off on that until you really need to Pendulum summon. We're really going to just start with the Kashtiras. Now, the Kashtira monsters, they got a bit of a rap. They have some pretty annoying effects when they're on the board, but we're not aiming to keep our monsters on the board. Not especially. So we're going to activate Kashtira Papiyas. This lets me turn out a new Mui. And we're going to summon Fenrir. Where's Fenrir? There's Fenrir. Because this guy just lets me search out more monsters. And this is going to let me start with our boy. Who is our boy, you ask? It's number 7 Lucky Straight. He is our go-to start-em-up boy. As I will explain in a moment. So we're going to summon out this dude, Mr. Riseheart. He's a pretty nice dude. I can banish a monster. I usually banish a Fenrir just to get back a Fenrir. That'll make me level 7. My opponent loses a couple cards, but I'm sure they'll forgive us in their heart. All I need to do is get into the Gateguardians. So we're going to banish Papiyas. That's going to mill a couple cards. You know, this part of the Kashtiras is the only part that really I use often to interrupt my opponent with this deck, just to, you know, get rid of a couple of their cards. Stop them from, like, having everything they want. It's a little mean-spirited, but it's better than just having you activate a monster effect, you lose stuff. You know? In my opinion, anyway. So we're going to go ahead. Where is he? Number 7. Using any 3. Boo, walk, and chew. So number 7's a nice dude. You roll 2 dice. If the result is 7, like that, and my opponent surrenders right as we're getting into the good meat of the action. And I roll the 7. I was going to get to draw 3 and discard 2. I can, and the nice thing is, that's not once per turn, people. That's the crux of this. That is not a once per turn effect. I could do that as often as I please. So you get an idea of how powerful this deck is. You wombo the combo. You go for number 7. You can go number 7, 6, even 9 times if you're fortunate enough to get all the good stuff. And, you know, the potential of going Graceful Charity multiple times in one turn. You know, you draw all the things you want. You get all the pieces. You pendulum summon all the pieces. And you go for gold. So, hopefully our next opponent will, you know, sit through. I know he was a little frustrated. I can understand that. So we might have more duels like this, but let's go for duel number 2. Hopefully we'll get to show off more what this deck can actually do. See if our opponent will, allow us to finish. We'll see how it goes. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. Let's try going first this time. And we'll see where it goes. Alright, an interesting opening hand. Certainly an interesting one. We'll call it that. Let's special summon good old Fenrir. Love me some good old Fenrir. Lord, this hand. Oh, lordy, this hand. It's a, yeah, mine's okay. Not great. No impermanence. Well, that is unfortunate. I was hoping to do my big old combo, but you know what? We could do smaller stuff. Let's go for Diabolos. I don't always make this dude. He's not as enjoyable as number 7. Not really. But he does allow me to, like, do stuff. So what is our opponent playing? Okay. It's not terrible. Let's go ahead and banish that guy. So we don't got to deal with that. I mean, it's not the greatest snipe in the world, but it is a snipe. And also I get to revive Fenrir. You know, when plan A does not work, sometimes you must go for plan B. Oh no, yeah, maybe I did. Or maybe you did. Because the first monster effect you play, I can banish a dude. So we're up against Lyrilusc, which is a pretty cool bunch of cards. I mean, Lyrilusc is a thing. Okay, I guess I can't look at his extra deck anymore. That's for later. I mean, I get to banish one card. It's not too much, but it is something. So we're up against the birds of word. And all I want to do is turbo out my boy Gateguardian. I mean, Suijin's right here. Kind of weird with Suijin's artwork that Suijin looks like this water goddess or something. And yet Suijin, in the actual, like, when you summon it, in like the anime or such, is like a pair of legs. Doesn't look like a pair of legs here, but there you go. Maybe when Konami finally gives us Gateguardian support, we'll get some nice new, get us some nice new alternate artwork for all the Guardians. That would be pretty nice. So what is this? Recital Starling. Let me think here. And I can't target this, so that's whatever. I can't target the bird. I can target future birds, though, so that's a thing. That's a thing. I mean, at any point, Fenrir, as well as Unicorn, they're the dudes that I use primarily to, interrupt my opponent. If Unicorn is here, I could get rid of more cards out of my opponent's extra deck. But, as at the moment, we're just got to have the ability to banish one dude. So, we're just going to see where that goes. Let's see, we'll wait. Little bit longer. I mean, I get one banish of a dude. That is about it. So I gotta be careful when I do it. I mean, if I banish 0, that means you can't make the one thing, right? Or am I mistaken as to how that works? Alright. So, Ferjit, the Baron Blossom, summons out D.D.R Crow. I guess I'll banish Ferjit. I guess. Maybe. Maybe not. Supposing that I'm wrong. Okay. I don't know why giving this attack points does anything, but oh wait, he's giving that to somebody else. Sorry, any number of linked. Okay, so the crow gets attack points, and then Nerval comes out. Cool. But now both my things happen. So my opponent gets some cards banished face down. Let's banish the birds. And then Diabolos be like, banish some more things, because things got banished. So we'll just banish a whole bunch of cards. Again, this is not the main idea of this deck, but it is something we can do. We got plan A, plan B, plan C, D, E, etc. We can do many different plans. What does this guy do? Okay, the Silver Sheller. He's pretty beefy. He doesn't do anything during my turn, but he does do things during my opponent's turn. Also, he's got Fractal now. So, my opponent's setting up a really nice setup for next turn. I believe. I don't think I'm going to be losing this turn. I mean, my Fenrir is bigger than this. Although, if he made like... Oh, he had an excess code talker, so he might just make excess code and beat over my boys. Which would not be ideal, but as long as, you know, Kashtira Birth lives, I should be okay. How many links are even in the grave? There are none. So even if he made excess code, he can only pop one thing. Or if you just make charade, that's also an option. Whoops. I thought I banished enough cards. That wouldn't be an issue. Alright. So charade, the ominous omens. Banishing whom? Diabolos or Fenrir? Summon a beast from hand or grave. There is nothing left in the grave. So unless he links these off for like excess code, I should be okay. No, okay, that's fine. Fenrir can be revived even when banished, so it's all good. It's all good, you know, so long as this lives, I'm good. Oh. I didn't know he could do that right there. Okay. And then naval, didn't he? No, wait. Did he do that this turn? Yeah, he did. All is okay. Mistakes happen. Those mistakes happen, man. That's what happens. Alright, so my opponent... This is good. Oh, baby, Sanga of the Thunder. I love that guy. Alright, so my opponent's gonna bring back a dude. Charade's gonna go off. Which kind of blows, but what can you do? Can't do much about it. I can't banish right now. So now we get to normal summon, though. So let's summon Sanga of the Thunder. My boy is big. Bigger than you. Till the... Oh. Apparently I'm not big enough to get around Tri-Brigade Rendezvous. Alright. That's a thing. That is a thing indeed. So the question is, will I live this turn? Big question. I mean, at the very least, I've summoned Sanga of the Thunder. He's 1/3 of the Gateguardian combo. All I need to do now is get every other bit of the combo. What is this? Bear Brum. Bear Brum, and then Charade gets him a card, and Silver just reduces my attack a little bit. It's kind of an underwhelming effect when sent to the grave, is just reduce attack a little bit. Especially considering he only has like one monster. Alright, I'm down to 2,300. So what does Bear Brum do? Discard 2 cards, target a banished dude, summon it. Although I believe he's just going to make another charade. Does he have enough? I presume he has enough. Yeah, he has enough to make another charade. And he does have another one of those, so I know that much. So, what you gonna do? What you gonna do, Mr. Tri-Brigade man? Summon Nerval. Okay. I mean, pretty basic stuff. Very effective, though. Very effective stuff. Me, I don't really like the fact that I got the Dragonpit. This guy's kind of a garnet. We have a lot of search for him, but we prefer to draw this guy later. A little later, if you know what I mean. Alright. Banishing 2, you say? Okay. Banishing 2 to summon what, I wonder? That dude. Double Dragon Lords. Let's see. Alright. And then Nerval's going to add whom? Another Fractal. He's already used Karis, or did he use Nerval for that? I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't paying attention to that bit. What are you going to do next? I'm just trying to see if I survive. If I survive, I'm good. That's the thing with this deck. So long as we live, we don't die. And I'm just trying to make sure I know what this card's under the grave, add a Tri-Brigade spell. Okay, so this thing isn't really an issue. This guy is mildly annoying because he can just send my cards back to my hand. which is a little annoying. I mean, I could bait that out more or less with, like, trying to beat over it, but that's not too effective. Not the most effective. I'd like some... Fuck's sake. I needed a third one. Oh, no. I have a third one. I got 3 of them things. You gotta run 3 of them things. Except with the Gate Guardian bits. I find 2 is more than enough. Personally. Personally, I find 2 of each is just enough to be consistent without being bricky. See, this is what I mean about not wanting to have that. Okay. So, let us... This only works when he has 2 cards, right? So I do want to beat over stuff. Alright, so let's use Kashtira Birth. And... I guess he can... bounce me. Does that negate me, though? I guess it interrupts me anyway. It makes it so I can't bring back my dude. But you know what I can do? Normal summon Sanga. So let's do that. Let's just beat over the Dragon Lords. You can't do it again, and this thing doesn't do anything. So, unless he top decks a monster that he can link this away with to do stuff, I think we're okay. Oh. Now that's what I call a top deck, baby. That's what I call a top deck. I mean, he gets the bird. So he at least has a monster. I don't think this one he can special summon, though, right at the moment. And my opponent surrenders. Not the best, my dude. Not the best, I have to say. We were having a good back and forth. I know you were upset, but come on, man. It's just Gateguardian Turbo. And you got to do more combo than I did. All right. Well, we'll count this and the first duel as one big win. Now, let's go for duel number 3. We're going to keep going, people. Going to keep going until I do some combo wombos. Alrighty, third opponent, the fighting third. And let's see where we go here. Alrighty. Of course, I got my Garnet again. Ironically, right next to my searcher for said Garnet. So, it's a little iffy. But I do have Unicorn, which is part of my 1-card combo. Ghostricks! I love Ghostricks. Ghostricks are so cool. I feel bad, though, because he might not like what I'm going to do. It's hard to say, baby. Well, we'll find out. We're going to play the field spell, Prime Planet. Now, if you're wondering why we're playing this, it's legitimately just so I can have a search for another monster. The other effect with, like, Shangri-La, I don't use that. We don't do that sort of thing here. Not that sort of thing. So we're going to special summon Unicorn. He's a nice dude. He's a pretty cool dude. He searches my spells. If my opponent negates me here... let's see. So I gotta pay life points. Yeah, I'll pay 2,000. I don't need all my life points. Life points are for suckers. You only need one of those things. Okay, Rome Mages have it all wrong. So we're gonna play our Papiyas. We're locked to Exceeds, but it's all good. We're gonna summon out our Fenrir. This is gonna really let us go for a full combo sort of deal. We're gonna get the lady with the axe, which is one of my favorite. One of the Tearlament. If all the Tearlament archetype, this is my favorite one because it has like, I guess it has something to do with Tearlaments, but like, who cares? Tearlament's one of those decks. Like, I don't want to touch it. I didn't want to touch Kashtira originally because they just seem so obnoxious. But you know what? They're okay. Let's see. Banish Birth. Not yet. So now I'll become level 7, and we're going to use our Tearlaments Kashtira, and my opponent will surrender. Unfortunate. This is the one bad thing about this deck, is that because our combo is so long, people get discouraged. And if we can summon Gateguardian, I'll do a replay at the end of this where I show off the end game, what we're trying to do, even if I have to run through it a few times to get 7 to give us a few draws, but I'll show that off at the end if we don't get a live one. Because I want to show off, I love this deck. I love how it works, how it functions. We're doing so much without putting any negates or floodgates or anything on the board. And that's what I love about it. I love it so much. Okay, but let's keep going. We got time. We got so much time. Let's keep dueling until we have a solid duel. Alrighty, the next opponent up against Seto Bakura. Neat name, neat name. I'm Gateguardian Turbo, by the way. Normally, I would never name myself something that, you know, names what I'm trying to do. But I figure, why not? So we're going to use Lighten the Load. Nice little one of, in case I have too many of one level 7. Okay. That's one way to say draw power. Okay, go ahead. Go right ahead. That works just fine. So, as you can see, we had to banish our Axe Lady, but it's okay. We'll make do. We will make do. I've got my Unicorn. I'll get myself all the other things. We'll go for number 7. And at the very least, I'll be able to do some level 7 stuff. Level 7, rank 7, all 7s, all 7s. So many 7s. Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s. Which, you know, I'm not a Rush Duel guy, but I can be convinced. We got like 5 spots left in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Month of Madness, so, you know, I could be convinced to play some Rush Duels. Nobody's asked yet, but I could do it. Let's see. Bash a Kashtira card. Yeah. Or do I want to... I'm going to summon Axe Lady because I feel, like, lost without her. She's kind of my waifu in this deck. Not that I'm a waifu kind of guy, but if I was, in this content, it would be this lady. So what are we up against? CyberDarks. Ironically, a deck we're playing later this month. Alright. Enough of the chitter-chatter. Kitter-kit batter. Lucky Straight, baby. Alright. And so we're going to use Lucky Straight. Nice. Not as nice discard-wise, but I can do that 2 more times to potentially do it twice more. Nope. And how about the 3rd time? 3rd time's a ticket. Okay, not our ticket this time, but it's okay. Because that's not the point. The point is to just summon out the Lucky Straights. Do more things. Enjoy doing those things. Let's get Scarclaw. Because that way I can use Scarclaw's effect, summon him, banish the Papiyas, which will then get back my Tearlaments. I can't summon this, right? Oh, no, I can. I can do it again. Oh, why not? We'll banish Unicorn. I like to banish the Unicorn. And then I'm just going to, you know what, balls to the walls, we're doing it again, people. I am refusing to stop drawing cards if I can help it. If I can help it, I will draw all the cards in the world, sir. And I will keep detaching materials. This may look superfluous. It may look ridiculous. I don't care what you say. I want to do some Lucky 7. See? Just like that. Draw more things. Alright. The Monster Reborn is definitely... Oh, have to discard Gateguardian, sadly. I don't want to, but, like, what else do we do? Alright, so on our turn there, pretty set up for now. If our Lucky 7 survive, which would be nice, but I will not hold my breath, we'll be able to do something with those that's also pretty damn good. We got Mega Clops in the wing, which, if you didn't know, lets me revive my Exceeds and then put materials on them. Infinite Lucky number 7. You can't screw with that. That's just overpowered, man. That's just... It's a beautiful thing. Alright, but regardless of that, I'm pretty set. I mean, I've got Kashtira Birth, revive a dude, Sacred Sword, banish a dude, draw more cards, Monster Reborn, revive a dude, summon more dudes, locked to Exceeds, fucking work around that. As for my opponent playing his CyberDarks, CyberDragon CyberDarks to be specific, I mean, the fact he hasn't done anything implies he's either bricked, is new to the deck and doesn't know what he's doing with it just yet, or he's got so many things he can do to break my legs, but he is lost for choice. We shall find out very briefly. Very briefly indeed. Alright. CyberDragon. Cool. Pretty impressive OG sort of move. Just summon out CyberDragon. Pot of Prosperity, alright. Just did not draw the card he wanted right off the bat. Okay. I mean, this is CyberDarks with CyberDark. What is, like, the one card he wants? I don't think it's the field spell. I would presume it's, like... I haven't played CyberDarks in long enough to remember what, like, the one big card is. Like, Chimera does some things for searching Power Bond, I believe. That might be what he's after. We'll find out if he draws into it. That Lightning Storm would have been nice for you, my dude. Perhaps. The Machine Dupe is also pretty spooky. Malevolent Catastrophe. Okay. I mean, he's into some old school text. Props to you. You know? So, not a lot of people have the cojones to be playing old school text like that. So, you gotta give the guy some props. Alright, so what did he get? Nasher? Nasher the Basher? Let's see. Discard another monster. Summon this card. This guy's summoned. Target a machine in the grave. Summon it. Can only summon machines. Sounds good. Discarding CyberDark Edge. Edgy. Alright. And then he can... Oh, there's only summons like Cyber Dragons. But this is a Cyber Dragon, so he's still gonna get to summon Cyber Dragon. Alright. A little unfortunate. I'm pretty sure I know what this is gonna be. It's like very standard, but Seeger plus Infinity is not good for us. Because he can absorb my Lucky Straight and then beat over the other Lucky Straight. Not a big fan of that. Not a fan, not a vibe. Not a vibe at all. Alright. Summon Nova in the extra zone. Interesting choice. Little surprising. I mean, he can still beat over everything I love in Old Lear, but he could have had a big old Seeger to go with it. Whatever. You know what? Let my opponent do what they want to do. Let him do what he wants to do. I'm getting to do what I want to do. My opponent can do what they want to do. All I really want to do is survive, which I think I will. I mean, he played the pot. I don't see an OTK here. He would need 16,000 attack to OTK me here. Okay. So, banish Cyber Dragon. Oh, yeah, make him build bigger. Okay. Interesting indeed. Not sure why he didn't make Infinity. Maybe he'll make it in main phase 2. Still a really weird order, but whatever. Like I said, let my opponent do whatever they want. Alright, so now comes Infinity, right? There he is. There's that ugly son of a gun. Alright. Well, so much for my dreams of Megaclops. Alrighty. This gives me flashbacks of the times I would always put Chimera Tech Mega Fleet in my deck. Just so I can out things like Cyber Infinity. So, when a card or effect is activated, attach a material, negate, and destroy. Gotcha. Gotcha. So, what do I have that I would necessarily wish to summon? This is 2,900. Let me think about this here. I have Lighten the Load. That's not bad. I could normal summon Kazejin if I really, really needed it. So I'm going to hold off on that one. Let's attempt to Monster Reborn. Let's Monster Reborn and get Fenrir. Okay, my opponent will negate that. Okay, that's fine by me. I have multiple ways of reviving a dude. That'll work just fine by me. You only had one negate, sir. I hope you knew that. Alright, so let's get a Fenrir like we were trying to do. He'll be a nice 26 hundo. And we're going to go ahead and get our Unicorn. So I can deck thin, of course. You know, a little bit of deck thinning don't hurt nobody. So we will... But I kind of want to summon Kazejin. Alright, let's go for the Sacred Sword of the 7 Stars. Draw some more cards. Okay. That works. That works just fine. Let's get those pendulum scales going. Nice little bit. You know, if you're wondering why these scales particularly, There really isn't a reason. I mean, I got one of them's a level 7. That's about it. You know what? I've got 2 scales. One of them's a 7. So, let's see. I can normal summon. Let's normal summon Kazejin, who is now just as big. So, how does this field spell? 100 attack for every different attribute amongst the monsters on the field. So, I need the one that is not Earth or Wind. Gotcha. So, we got the fire one. Sounds good. They will activate the fire one's effect. Banish Fenrir. Make ourselves bigger. Pretty nice, pretty nice. And we'll go with the battle phase. Eat this. And target face up monster. Banish it face down. Don't mind if I do. Let's banish the... We should just banish Infinity, right? Yes. That way we just get rid of Infinity. In case he tries to revive it or something, we'll be all set. All set for these. And you know what? Do I go hard on this guy or do I leave him be? How many cards do you have banished? I could be an absolute butt munch and go for Diabolos. Well, we've seen each of the pieces of the Gateguardian. That is something. Let's just hit our opponent's extra deck a little bit more. Let's see, what does he have left? This guy. I'd say this guy, perhaps. And then banish, like, what, 12 cards off the top of our opponent's deck? Boom, Wakachu. Hopefully we don't see that Lightning Storm. I do remember how he has Lightning Storm. That could be an issue. But you know what? If he does... I don't have any tissues on me, do I? Nope. I don't keep tissues in here. I don't need them. I'm not a man who cries. He does have 3 Cyber Dragons, though, so he is going to be able to do that. Cyber Dragon, add a light machine, recover a light machine. So... Thinking off the top of my head what my... I mean, he's got the Seeger, but I can interrupt the Seeger. Cyber Dragon Core. Okay. But my opponent played a spell, so now Kashtira Rebirth goes off, and I can just, you know, banish all the Cyber Dragons. And then, of course, well, I don't think... Yeah, Diablos doesn't activate in that, but, you know, it's the thought that counts. Alright, so Cyber Dragon Core. Let's see. Except during the damage step. So if I banish that now... Now, Diablos, you just do not want to chain to dudes, but it's okay. So, not the win I wanted, but we did go for 2 lucky 7s, and we drew a bunch of cards, and we did a lot of stuff, and the scales were ready. We just didn't have everything in our hand, but you know what? I'm tempted to do one more. Even though we've done like a lot. Let's give it one last chance. This is going to be a longer episode. I apologize for that, but I want to give this one more shot. Please stay with me. Alrighty, everybody. Our final opponent, last chance for romance. I don't remember what duel this is, but it's the last chance for romance. And hey, Gateguardian is already here, so that's already good by my book. So let's special summon good old Fenrir and see where it goes. Opening hand's a little rough, but I think we can make it manage. I think so. So let's go ahead and, let's see, who do I want to add right at the moment? I would love to get Unicorn. You know what? We're going to go nice and easy for this fun. We're going to go nice and easy. Just summon Unicorn. I've got a couple quickies I could do if I really need a defense. But we're just going to start with Fenrir and see where this goes, you know? We're just going to go and start with something nice and easy and see where to go. I mean, what is our opponent even playing? Raid Raptors. I mean, Fenrir should be able to interrupt that, right? Like, he activates the, the link, and then I can banish the link. Like, it activates its first effect, and then I banish it. I think that'll interrupt him reasonably well. You know, Raid Raptor's a pretty tough bunch. I've seen them many times. And I know that they have like a big old 3500 beater, but you know what? I have a 3750 beater, which makes mine the victor. But we'll see where it goes. I mean, like I said, Fuzzy Wuzzy, add a Raid Raptor card. Pretty standard Raid Raptor stuff so far. Okay, the Strangulanius is a little different, but nothing too crazy. Yeah, because he's just going to try and spam out as many, like, things as he can. It's kind of like Black Wings, the Raid Raptors. But with Exceeds rather than Synchros. It'd be kind of weird if, like, Black Wings got an Exceed and Raid Raptors got a Synchro. I think that would be kind of weird. Be kind of cool, but it'd be kind of weird. Alright. So, Ghostricks is on the board. Cool. So he's going to get himself another bird. And I don't think this does anything in the grave, so that's good. Get Singenlanius. I'm just waiting for the opportune moment. We'll let our opponent expend some resources before we banish stuff. Because I really think hitting the link is the right thing to do. I'm pretty sure. I could be mistaken. If I'm mistaken, I might be dead, but we'll find out. We'll find out. You know, sometimes you just want to banish things right away, but it's never a good idea. Never a good idea to do that. Alright, so Wise Guy Strix is on the board. And Fuzzy Wuzzy is on the board. And I could banish a dude to summon another dude, but I think I'm good. Like I said, I'm okay for now. So he's going to get himself another bird. Which bit? I mean, the only thing that could mess us up is if he had like another one of these, which I suppose he could. I have no idea what my opponent's extra deck looks like. It is possible. All right, Raid Raptor now. Okay, so my opponent is going to still have stuff he can do. I guess I better just skip ahead because I feel like my opponent, like me, is going to have a nice long turn where he's just going to, like, do all the bird things he can do. I'm still hoping that that was the right thing to do. Or at the very least, I'm costing my opponent some more stuff, so maybe. So I'm going to skip ahead until it's our turn. We'll see what we can do against whatever my opponent is going to do. We'll see if banishing that Strix was the right thing to do. So I'll be back in a moment. Alrighty, we're back, everybody, and things didn't turn out quite as I had hoped. I'm not quite dead to rights, but it doesn't look too good. My opponent summoned Arsenal Falcon, and he had another White Strix after all. Alright, and this Ultimate Mace, but all I really need to do is, like, banish the Arsenal Falcon, and I should be reasonably okay. We'll find out. So we're gonna get ourselves... Because if I get Papiyas... I probably should... Well, if I hadn't saved my Axe Girl, I'd be very dead right now. So, we're all set for there. So, let's special summon our Unicorn. Do as the dude do. And use his effect. I don't think this has a quick effect, unless I'm mistaken. No, I don't think it does. Don't think he does. Plus, if he uses any monster effects, I can start banishing my opponent's stuff. And he doesn't want that. Because in order to do something, Arsenal Falcon has to go to the GY. So if I bounce it, or banish it, or what have you, it does nothing. So what does this do again? Targeted for an attack by monster's attack is higher than the attack, higher than that monster at a rank of spell. Neato. Alright. Continue the slaughter. And let's think here. Yeah, let's get our Axe Lady back. Okay. I mean, that's what I want to do. I want to do all the... You know, the Kashtiras... I never liked them when they first came out, because their whole style of play is just, you know, your opponent does something, they get punished for doing it. That's not really my style. But what I do like in this instance is that we're not using them for what they were made to do, but for what we want them to do. It feels a lot better. Let's use our Axe Maiden. Be like, hello. Banish the Papiyas. Mill some more cards. Recover some cards. So... do I get Birth? Yes, we get Birth. We shall recover the Birth. And more cards to the grave for you. Alright. So we'll activate our Birth. So... Alright, what do we make here? I could just make this thing, but I don't like this thing that much. I really don't want to summon that if I can help it. Just steal Arsenal Falcon, although doing that doesn't actually help overly much. I really don't want to make this thing though, because it's like so evil. But it's like the best thing to do. I hate doing this. Like I said, I'm trying to enjoy the duels. And making the floodgate on legs is not a good way to enjoy anything. So, well, normal summon, thanks to Kashtira, but at least we have Suijin on the board. He's on the board, and let's just bring back one of our dudes. And I guess we'll attach 3. Oh, I can't target this. Okay, that's fine. It doesn't really matter that much. It gets banished anyway, so we'll special summon... let's see. I mean, this guy is a super heavy samurai, so why not? And then we'll attach it a banish card. We'll attach it a banish card. So, let's attach... this guy. Just because I can. Alrighty. And I could... Yeah, but now my cards to the grave get banished, so I don't want to even do that. See, this is why I rarely make a Riseheart in this deck, because he messes with my graveyard, and I don't like that too much. It's not my stick. It's not my bag, baby. You know, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like... It doesn't feel good. That's the most important thing. You know? We don't like to do it too often. We'll do it this once. But just for the record, I don't like it. I'm only doing it because if I don't do it, this guy will probably run me over. And I don't want that to happen. Even though the whole idea, gateguardian, you know what? Screw it. We're making number 7. I don't care. We're doing it. Come hell or high water, I am making number 7. I could be an absolute butt munch and make Flare Metal Dragon, which would be the smart thing to do, but I don't care. I'm making this guy. He's my favorite dude. Okay? Plus, I can just, you know, banish the Kashtira, and then attach more materials to my dude. I'm taking this. And screw you. I'm gonna attach everything. This is why we run D.D. reincarnation, by the way. That's just so I can just get back even more stuff. Keep stealing everything my opponent had. Keep drawing more cards. Come on, baby. Let me draw once. Thank you. What a gentleman. Banish these, because I'd rather don't need them. Alright. Well, my opponent is being very, very kind and thoughtful for allowing me to finish this up. I can't normal summon, so I'll just end my turn there. But we have ourselves we have an ending board. I mean, with no... Well, he can use these, but he can't use anything else for the graveyard. So no more grave, really, for my opponent. Other than that, I guess. I mean, I guess he could do that. What does this do? Banish this card to Raid Raptor. Target a Raid Raptor exceeds in the grave. Summon it. Okay. Oh, wait, that was the wrong effect. I don't care. I don't care. Okay? My opponent can have his Raider's Knight and eat it too. I'm just gonna attach more materials. What was this thing? Opponent activates a spell effect. Banish more cards. See, this is the thing I don't like about Kashtira laws and archetypes. They're all about, like, interrupting the opponent. Which, again, is... I don't like summoning this guy. Like, what was my alternative to summoning this guy? I'm sure I had an alternative. But for the life of me, I can't think of what it was. But regardless, I mean, he's got Raiders now. What's he gonna do? Make an Thelian Dragon with this thing? Make Strangulanius? It's possible. You know, if he beats over this, it's like, whatever. I'm fine with that. I don't know if he can do that, but maybe he can. He certainly thinks he can. Can he do the can? We'll find out. Because he needs another material on this to make a Thelian Dragon. So, I think I'm good. I could be wrong. We don't know. My monsters are bigger. I mean, this is as big as Ultimate Falcon. So unless he's making Final Fortress Falcon, I think we're good. I think we're okay. Unless he's just randomly playing... No, it has to be Raid Raptors. It has to be Dark. So we can make the chicken. He can make a chicken. Don't you just love this card? It's just a chicken. Just a big old chicken. I mean, that's a chicken. Don't tell me what kind of bird that is. I know what it is. It's a chicken. All right, so 4 Strix. Just add another dude. Add another Strangulanius, but I think he already did that. So I don't think he can get another one. How many materials does this have? 5. Okay, I thought it had way more, but not quite. Not quite. And my opponent will sadly surrender, which is the right thing for them to do, but honestly, next turn I was going to make Megaclops and do cool stuff. But, you know, I understand. This is why we don't play Arise. He's not a card that is good for the game. He's just mean. So, we didn't get to summon Gateguardian, sadly. We were getting there. We were certainly getting closer with every turn. But let's go ahead for the end screen, and I guess if I still got time, I'll make that. You know, I don't know if I'm going to show off the thing where we summon Gateguardian, but you can see that it can happen. Just takes a little bit of luck. Alrighty, everybody. Gateguardian Turbo Kashtira Slots of Madness. That's the name of this deck. And I don't remember. How many wins and losses did we get? I think we just... Did we win every... I don't remember losing. I don't know. It's been a... I've been such a crazy duel today that I don't even remember the scores at all or anything. Because I was so wrapped up in how much I love the idea of this deck. Where, yes, we're doing a lot of crazy loop-de-loop things, but it's all designed to such a fun concept of just summoning out a monster that's worse than the materials you used to make it. He's literally Gen 1 Flying Fortress Skyfire, in a sense. I mean, it's debatable whether Skyfire is better or worse than the materials, but you get the idea that all we're trying to do is summon this dude. I'm not trying to negate anything. I've got like 1 negate in the entirety of this deck, right? I'm pretty sure that's like the only negate I have. Yeah, that is like, that's it. I have a negate in this whole deck, and I almost never summon this thing. I just put it in here because it's cool looking. But in the end of the day, we didn't get to summon Gateguardian this time around, and it can happen. It would have happened a few times if my opponents hadn't ran off. So, I'm sorry we didn't summon Gateguardian, folks, but I hope you enjoyed seeing this deck, and I do say you should try this deck out at least once. Give it a shot. It's a wild, fun time, so long as you never find a need to summon this guy. So, thank you very much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. Let me know that you enjoyed it. Let me know what other sort of crazy old archetypal boss monsters you think are just a fun riot to summon. And tomorrow we're taking a look at another Highlander deck. Orbital Hydrolander, to be specific. It's Orbital Hydrolander. That's going to be cool. So, thanks for watching. I'm going to keep slapping my hands to emphasize my words. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Month of Madness. Take care until next time. Your boy Memphis signing out. I'll take care.